Hello folks, hope you're having a great day. We are in Fallout 4 today, and today we are doing a vehicle build. Not too long ago, I did some vehicles, which you can see here, and they were kind of like vehicles you might live in. So kind of like a house bus, and then a truck with a container on the back with amenities to allow you to stay. And I'm in East Boston today, and I wanted to do something similar, but this one's going to be a kind of a camper van build, and I've kind of chosen a random spot here just off the road. Now this one's going to be a little bit different because before I was basically using a vehicle that was already kind of made, and then I just added to it. I kind of wanted to do more of the vehicle from scratch. So with that in mind, let's get into it. Okay, so I am just sort of placing things somewhat randomly. So this is the basis of the vehicle I'm going to make. It's basically I think it's the Vault-Tec van, stripped of mostly everything. We just have the leftovers of the cab, and then I guess the leftovers of the chassis and the suspension and everything. No wheels or anything. I've jacked it up off the ground because I want to put some tires on it. And we did use kind of this travel trailer RV thing. I thought about making it from scratch, but I kind of want to go with that RV theme, camper van theme. So this will suit me fine. And of course, there's plenty of these in the Commonwealth, so that's not really an issue. Now, I had a lot of people asking me the last time I made kind of a vehicle build, kind of how I go about it. So I'll run through a quick tutorial. If you're not interested in this, I guess you can just skip this part of the video. But let's have a look at kind of the techniques I use to make something like this. Okay, so you want to get a mod like CVC here. It's got a longer name, but I'm sure if you search CVC, you'll find it in Nexus Mods. And what you want to do is go over to, I believe it's decorations, and go over to cars there. And in this instance, I'm going to use a random one. Now this one's quite good in the fact that it's already got kind of the axles, I guess, and the suspension already there. If you're trying to go for kind of realism, that's kind of what you want to include in your vehicle. Now if you've got something like this, it's hard to sort of tuck in some tires into there, especially in this kind of world. You want to have a vehicle that could actually traverse some hills and things. So I tend to go for the kind of the big knobbly wheels, and in this case I would probably use more parts to kind of simulate suspension. So what I might do is I'll put this one over here, and I'll just show you how I might go about that one as well. But if we just come back to our CVC one, and if we go to fences, so you can go to this tire tab. Now obviously there's a whole bunch of sort of different tires you can choose, but we're just looking for one that's by itself, something like this, where it has a bit of grip and it looks like it can kind of traverse overland. And I might just upscale it a little bit. So I'm using the place everywhere, anywhere. I'll probably just confirm it with a text over the top of this. But using the keys here, I'm going to rotate it. Let's just increase our instances there, and what you want to do is just try and rotate it to kind of line it up with the position of your car, something like that. And you want to try and see if you can get it. I'll just put it on the ground here and then actually move the chassis of this car, and I'm just trying to look. Now we're already having some issues here because it's obviously too close to the chassis there, so I'm going to make it a little bit smaller maybe, and just make sure it's touching the ground, and then I'll just move the car a little bit. It's a little bit difficult, but you can see there from kind of first glance it looks like the axles and chassis, the suspension components are kind of meeting up with our wheel, which is what you want. And then I use another mod, it's called Static Objects and Buildings, and if we go through here, we want to go to Industrial, and we go over to Machines, I believe, and just go through, and there's basically, this is what I'm going to use for kind of the alloy wheel, the mag the actual steel wheel, and you just want to kind of position that in the middle there. And that's basically how I went about it. Now, on the previous build, I actually had a vehicle like this, and when you take the tire and put it on there, it doesn't quite line up because obviously the body kind of hinders the position of the tire. So let me just show you how I would go about that. Just trying to rotate this into a good position. It's actually easier to move the car in this instance. So we obviously have a gap between the the tire there, and let's just borrow this one again. So we have a disconnect between the car and the wheel. So I would go to this Factions tab, Brotherhood of Steel, and I would get components from Liberty Prime to actually kind of simulate our axle. And there's one specific piece that I like to use, which is this one here. Obviously way too big, so we want to make it smaller. It might be too small, but let's just see how it goes. And I want to rotate it. So this is kind of we're pretending that this is our suspension axle setup. And we're just going to change the. Sometimes the rotation does not play ball. And we just want to try and line it up as best as we can to the middle there. This is obviously very rough, and you can spend a lot more time trying to finesse this to make it look better. But this is essentially how I've been doing my vehicles. So I'm going to basically apply these principles to this chassis and see how we get on. Alrighty, so this is kind of where I landed. Now, I've been going backwards and forwards and I'm not 100% happy with this. I kind of like if you come back here, I kind of like the silhouette. We've got kind of the big front, and then I guess it kind of looks like a tractor on normal car wheels, and we've got this sort of big engine in the back here. Now, I'm not really convinced. I don't like this. This is kind of like a street sweeper, and I like the cockpit area with the steering wheel and the controls and the seat and everything, but I'm just not convinced by this front. It looks kind of goofy to me. I like the rest of it, and you can see there I've sort of applied the principles that I talked about just before with that wheel tutorial with the suspension and everything. But yeah, not completely sold on this. I'm thinking I might actually delete the street sweeper and just go back to the original van driving location, but I might keep the engine there in the back. And I do want to do kind of that roof with the scaffolding. I don't want it to have like fully enclosed. I want it sort of as if somebody kind of cobbled it together. I don't want to make it look too professional, so I'm going to give this another go and let's just see where we end up. Okay, round 2. So I did basically delete most of it except for the wheels and the engine there in the back. So we have this middle section sort of dedicated to transporting goods and stuff. I guess they're kind of more related to the vehicle itself because we have kind of cans of, I guess, gasoline. I guess this wouldn't really run on nuclear stuff because we have a kind of typical engine there in the back. And I just put one of these diner seats that I think actually I can sit in. Let's give it a try. So you can see that I guess it's kind of feasible as a vehicle. You know, I've got my character sitting there ready to go. We have some spotlights on the top, and I just sort of use these metal pieces to make it look like they are kind of stamped on the top there. I actually used a car bonnet as the roof, and then I just put kind of the wood paneling on top. I guess I could put some more stuff up there as well. We have kind of barrels of gasoline or oil or something. We have a canvas top over the engine just to keep the water out of it. And I've kind of used these boiler things as sort of exhaust pipes. I think I got another one on the other side as well. I do. And yeah, I think... Oh, I've just realized we are missing the... Oh no, it's down there. I'll have to fix that. But we also have the capsule... whatever you call them, the stairs there. I just put them on either side. But I think this is kind of an interesting looking vehicle. And of course we have the Brahmin skull on the front. I think that's a Brahmin. And I actually did do the RV as well, the trailer here. So I didn't want to fuss around too much with doing custom wheels, so I actually found a chassis that had wheels already attached to my mod. It does have that sort of AC condenser thing on the front. It's a little bit ugly, but I can live with it. So I basically just made it bigger and put the trailer on top of it. And it does look a little bit goofy, but I can deal with it. I think because the main focus is on the trailer itself, not really the chassis, so we don't have to worry too much about that. You can see I put some random bits on it. We have an AC unit there, and we also have a hose, I guess, to do hosey things. We have a spare wheel on the back, and we do have kind of space up the top to put more stuff. And inside I did put a ladder that does work. You go through this little on the top. If you come up here, it is actually great, but inside it's only like a one-way thing. It is see-through, but it might impede into our kitchen, so this is kind of where I'm planning to put the kitchen. So I might have to delete the ladder and do maybe one on the outside instead. You can see the chassis is coming through the floor there, but that's going to be all covered with actual flooring, because there's this kind of wheel well hump in the middle, which I don't really like. So I'm going to try and make the ground kind of flat there, and I'm going to put a bedroom and a bathroom there. Now it's a little bit difficult to build inside of essentially a cylinder. So I might end up kind of blocking in actual 90-degree walls, so I can put stuff on the walls. I think that's the way to go. And as for the windows, I'll probably block those up too, because I think that's probably a security risk. Anyway, I will continue on probably doing the interior and the exterior of this trailer, and let's see how it turns out. Okay, and after a little bit of time, we have finished our trailer as well. First off, you can see I moved the spare wheel to the front. The rear, we needed to relocate our ladder, and that's okay. And we also put in some more storage, so we have a couple of these foot lockers here as well. And so this ladder gives us access to the roof now. Quite a smooth action. And we got some storage up here, bits and bobs. And we have a bath that is collecting rainwater, and that is advantageous to us because you can see there's some little pipes going down through the floor there, and the idea is that those pipes are connected to our bathroom, and that is to give us shower water and stuff like that. You can see I did also block up those windows, as I mentioned I was going to do, and that just gives us more room to basically put stuff on the walls. Let's open the door and we walk in. And this is kind of our living area. So we've got a bunch of stuff here. Yeah, it's kind of a full kitchen here. Managed to get everything that I wanted to. And I also combined this little table there as well. So that was good. And we have a little couch there. We have a bedroom over here. So we just have that sort of ship cot thing connected to the wall. And just, you know, clothes and things. And just put some stuff on the walls to make it look interesting. And then inside here, we do have a toilet. We have one of those chemical shower things. And yeah, just the idea of having the water come from the bath on the roof and come down, and we can use a shower. So that is perfect. I think that kind of worked out well for us. So our little nomad camper van build is almost complete, but I just wanted to spice up just this little area here in the front, just to make it look like this person is actually sort of camped here. I'll just do that quickly and I'll be with you in a second. And this is where we landed. So this person is camping out here just outside of East Boston. He's got his sort of clothes drying in the sun, and he's got a little barbecue going with, I guess, a little picnic there. And I added this sort of tarp with some poles there just to give us some shelter outside. And I actually added some engine sounds. Hopefully that's coming through. That is basically a generator. I made it small and put it inside of our engine just for the noise, and I also put some smoke effect for our exhaust as well, and a little cinder block down in front of the wheels so our trailer doesn't run away from us. Alrighty, well I think I'll leave it there. If you have any comments or questions, drop them down below and I'll try and get to them. If you enjoyed that one, please drop us a like and a subscription if you are feeling extra generous. And as always, plugging the Discord, you can find the link on the main channel page there. And I also have a Patreon. Well, with all that said, I hope you'll join me on the next video, and have a great day.